Good morning, everyone. So, people from online, hope you all can hear me. Can you please confirm in the chat box? Okay, great. So, I can see a lot of new people join today. Uh, so, in this particular session, there were candidates who are listening to the class from last 1 week as well. So, people who are listening to the class from last 1 week. So, since we have a lot of new candidates today, I'll be repeating this particular AWS concepts what we have discussed till date, and please bear with me for 1 2 days. So people who joined today, so let me explain you about what we were going to discuss and what is our plan for next 2 months. So this particular course, here in this particular course, we were planned to discuss multiple cloud platforms. So we were planned to discuss multiple cloud platforms, which is nothing but AWS plus Azure plus Terraform plus CI/CD. How you can deploy these Terraform templates using of this CI/CD. So this is one particular module. This is one particular module. So we are trying to discuss about two modules in this particular course. One particular module is AWS plus Azure plus Terraform plus CI/CD. CI/CD is nothing but Terraform templates were there. To deploy those Terraform templates, what is the pipeline that we were going to create and how we can deploy those templates using of a pipeline. So this is one particular module. And people who are not interested to go with multiple cloud platforms and Terraform, if you feel that I just required Amazon Web Services, so that is a separate module. So that is also we were going to discuss here today. So totally we were having two modules here. One is only AWS. One is only AWS. The other module is along with AWS. We were discussing Azure, Terraform, CI/CD, and how to deploy a particular script in AWS or Azure, a Python script or anything. Whatever the module that you require, you can choose. First 40 classes, 40 to 45 classes, minimum 40 classes will be on AWS. Minimum 40 classes will be on AWS. If you feel that I just need only AWS after first 40 classes, so you will be dropping out. People who opt for only AWS. People who opt for the another module, which is AWS, Azure, Terraform, and this pipeline. So they will be continued for another month. So in that 15 days, we will be discussing about Azure services, which are very important. And we will be taking a Terraform, deploying the infrastructure in both AWS, how to deploy infrastructure in AWS, how to deploy infrastructure in Azure, and how you can deploy those templates using of a pipeline. That will be discussed in the second module. So from either two, you can choose anything, either module 1 or module 2. So 40 classes, only working days I'm talking about. I'm not talking about holidays. Okay. 40, 40 to 45 working sessions will be there, irrespective of holidays. So many of them you might have a confusion that which module that better to go, like either AWS plus Azure plus Terraform plus CI/CD or only AWS. So multi-cloud is always having an advantage where whenever you are looking for a job, so obviously that would be an advantage adding another cloud platform and another Terraform and another CI/CD. The reason why we bring together both all AWS, Azure, Terraform, CI/CD is if you wanted to learn a course individually, like AWS separately, Azure separately, and DevOps separately, each and every course may have a certain rupees, like either 20,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees or whatever it may be. So when you combine all this, it leads up to a 60,000 or 50,000 rupees. But whenever we were learning all DevOps tools and everything, in resume, we can't put all DevOps tools and we can't answer the questions on all DevOps tools and we can't say that I worked with all DevOps tools. So people who can't bear that 50,000 rupees or 60,000 rupees, and if they feel that I don't want to learn all the tools which are available in the market to just put it in my resume, I just want to, you know, go with one particular tool so that I can say that I worked on a particular tool. So for them, so they can't go with 60,000 rupees and 50,000 rupees, right? So within the budget, so whatever the important tool or a service that we have and what people are asking in the market, we bring together into a single curriculum so that without adding a huge burden onto a candidate with respect to financially, along with the technology perspective as well. So whatever the limited services and limited tools, we bring it together so that whatever that we learn, we can put it into the resume and we can say that we worked on particular tool, we worked on a particular service, we worked on particular DevOps pipeline. So that is one thing. So then when we're talking about only AWS, so if people feel that I don't want to take the hectic of this, even a particular, all these three technologies. Initially, I just want to go with AWS and first learn AWS and I just want to take some time. So they can go with only AWS. Okay. So either if you go with multi-cloud or either if you go with only AWS, so anything is fine. So if you have capability, just spend 2 months or spend 2 months in the sense if I'm talking about without holidays, at least 60 to 65 classes. So you can go with multi-cloud. If you feel that I have a time of 40 days now, so I'll go with 40 classes first. So then if required, I'll just go with the DevOps or any other technology. So they can go with only AWS. Okay. So don't get confused. Make sure we have a two different modules. One is only AWS. The other module is along with AWS, we are adding another couple of technologies like AWS, Azure, Terraform, and CI/CD. So anything is fine. People who have experience, I always suggest go with multi-cloud so that we can have knowledge on multiple cloud platforms. Or else if I would like, I don't want to go with that. So initially I just want to concentrate on AWS and Azure is not using in my organization. I just want to know more about AWS. So they can go with AWS. So the reason why I'm repeating is people who are freshers, so they might get confused. So for them, I'm repeating it again. In these two modules, either you can choose multi-cloud, either you can choose AWS. Anyway, we were just going with AWS first, then we were discussing about multi-cloud. People who opt for only AWS, first 40 days, we will be discussing only AWS. Who need more than AWS, so they will be continued for next month. Clear? So let's start about introduction about AWS. People who are joining from last 5 classes, so please bear with me for 1 2 days. So let me just repeat them whatever we discussed till now, and then we'll be continuing with our concepts. Let's talk about cloud. So today we all are here to learn cloud platform. Today we are all here to learn cloud platform. So let's try to understand what is cloud first. Let's try to understand what is cloud first. The real-time example of cloud, I can talk about a Google. Whenever I explain about what is cloud, so I always explain about how Google Drive works so that you can easily understand about what is cloud. We all know that we will use Google Drive to store our data. We all know that we will use our Google Drive to store our data. If you want to store some data in Google Drive, what is the process that you will be followed? You will be creating a Google account. You will be logging into the Google account, simply going to top right side. We have a lot of options available, services available, Gmail, Google Drive, Classroom, Whiteboard, Spreadsheet, a lot of services available in the Google Drive, right? Sorry, Google account. Simply you will be navigating to the Google Drive and you will be uploading the data into the Google Drive. Am I right or wrong? Isn't it? Simply you'll be creating a Google account, navigating to the Google Drive, uploading data into the Google Drive. How much data that we can upload into Google Drive? By default, there will be some free tier limit around 15 GB or 20 GB. More than that, you can upload how much you want. So you will be paying how much you use. Isn't it? Whenever you have a Google account, navigating to the Google Drive, uploading data into the Google Drive, by default, we will be having a free tier limit. More than that, what you have used, you will be paying for that. So that is called Google Drive. So it means we were uploading a data, like for storage purpose, you are using the Google Drive, if I'm not wrong. So as I said, how much data that you stored in Google Drive, obviously you will be paying for it, isn't it? How much data that you stored in Google Drive, obviously you will be paying. If I stored 10 GB of data, I'll be paying for 10 GB. If I stored 30 GB of data, I'll be paying for 30 GB. If I stored 1 TB of data, I'll be paying for 1 TB. Can I call this as a statement like pay as you go model? Because the meaning of pay as you go model is how much you use, you will pay for it, isn't it? How much you use, you'll pay for it. In Google Drive, in Google Drive, simply I can say that it is pay as you go model. In Google Drive, I can say that pay as you go model. Along with this, whenever I uploaded some data into the Google Drive, do I need to maintain any physical device with me? For example, if I copied some data into the hard disk, I have to carry the hard disk along with me, right? If I copy the data into the pen drive, so I want to carry this pen drive along with me, right? Whatever the physical device where I'm storing the data, when I copied some data into that, I have to maintain that. I have to, wherever I go, I have to maintain that. I have to carry that. But whenever we upload data into the Google Drive, are we maintaining any physical device with us? No. Then where our data is getting uploaded? Simply we are creating a Google account. We are just clicking on upload. We are uploading our data. Then where our data is getting stored? It doesn't really store it in the clouds, right? Definitely it has to be stored somewhere physically. isn't it? So whenever we uploaded data into the Google Drive, that data is getting stored physically at somewhere, some particular location. But responsibility to maintain that is taken care by Google. Somewhere the physical infrastructure was there. From here, we are just uploading the data, uploading a file. So here it is my Google account. This is my Google account. I logged into the Google account. I just clicked on upload and I uploaded a file from outside. I uploaded a file. I can see this file here, but where it is getting stored? Somewhere physical machines are there. There it is located. Whenever I want to download it, it is coming from here to my machine, isn't it? This responsibility will be taken care by Google. So Google is nothing but service provider. Can I call them as service provider? Service provider means who is providing the service. For example, if I go with an Act connection in my house, my service provider is Act. If I go with the Geo, my service provider is Geo. Similarly, for Google Drive, the service provider is Google. When I want to store something, simply I'm creating an account, I'm uploading the data, and that is getting stored physically at somewhere, and that responsibility is taken care by service provider. That is called cloud. Instead of you maintaining your infrastructure, service provider will maintain the infrastructure. So that is called cloud. You don't need to bother about where is my physical infrastructure. Do I need to check the power backup for it? Do I need to pay the power bill for it? Do I need to procure any hardware? You don't need to bother about it. The entire responsibility will be taken care by service provider. You will be doing, you will be using it. That's it. More than that, you will be not taking care of anything. You are not owning any responsibility here. So when I'm talking about Google Drive, can I assume that this example is for cloud? Because Google Drive is also a cloud. The same concept applies. It can be an AWS, it can be an Azure, it can be a Google Cloud Platform, it can be anything. The concept will be the same. But for each and every cloud platform, it will have its own services provided. Like we won't call it as a Google Drive, we might have another service name. We might have a different services in each cloud platform. Clear? So whatever the statement that we were passing, that cloud is a pay-as-you-go model. Is it correct or not? It is correct, right? So whenever I says cloud is nothing but instead of we maintaining our infrastructure, service provider is maintaining that. Is it correct statement or not? These two are correct statements, right? Cloud is a pay-as-you-go model, yes, because how much you use, you will pay for it. In cloud, we don't need to maintain our infrastructure. Service provider will maintain that. So that statement is also correct. Irrespective of cloud platform, it can be AWS, it can be Azure, it can be GCP, it can be anything. The concept is the same. The concept will be the same. So now, see, when I talk about a physical infrastructure, as I said, physical infrastructure will be maintained by a service provider, right? But long back, we do not have, even now, many people are using a physical infrastructure. If I'm not interested to go with cloud, so why people are choosing cloud? What are the advantages? So there are a lot of advantages. The first thing is maintaining of an infrastructure or setting up an infrastructure is very big deal in organizations. See, for example, long back, I owned a startup. I got a project where they asked me to host an application. Like there is an application called Zoom, right? So I got a code like open source code. I want to have build an application similar to Zoom. Whenever I want to build an application similar to Zoom, or whenever I want to build an application like a Flipkart, or Amazon, whatever it may be. What is the first thing that I always need to do? Setting up an infrastructure, right? For example, not even build an application. If you want to use a photo editor or video editor, what is the first step that you have to do? You have to set up a laptop for you. Without having a laptop, you can't install that and you can't do it, right? Similarly, when I want to build an application, I want to have a server first. I want to have a machine. Since we were using a photo application or anything, laptop would be fine. Laptop is like hardly 8 GB of RAM, i3 or i5 processor. We were using an application. To use an application, laptop is fine with less configuration. A machine with lower configuration is fine, right? To use an application, you just require a machine with a minimum configuration. But to host an application, you need a machine with high configuration. Did you understand the difference? If you want to use an application, you will be just downloading and you will be installing it. Minimum configuration is fine for you. But when you want to host an application, host, the difference between install and host. What is the difference between install and host? Install means you're just doing like installing on your machine and you are using it. Host means you are making it available on particular place. People are coming and accessing it. Understood? So for example, if I host a Flipkart application, assume that how many requests are coming to my application every day. If I build a Flipkart application, if I make my Flipkart application available in the market, assume that how many requests are coming to my application every day. All that traffic, it should get handled, right? Hope you are clear. So if I host it, if I have a machine, in this machine, I hosted a Flipkart application. Assume that how many people will access this application. So obviously the machine which I created here should have high configuration, right? If I created a machine with 4 GB RAM, like my laptop, can I able to handle that? Can I able to host the application? No. We required with a huge configuration. When I required a machine with a huge configuration, I have to set up an infrastructure, right? It's not that easy to just buy a laptop. We all know that whenever, sorry, whenever we went to a, our organizations or colleges, if you remember, everywhere we supposed to have a server room where they maintain an infrastructure with this full of cables, switches, routers, lot of things. To maintain a huge infrastructure, they're supposed to maintain all that. Setting up that is not that much easy. We have to invest a lot. We have to procure servers, switches, routers, cables, power bill, power backup, and admin should be there to manage all that. There should be a room. So we have to set up everything to set up an infrastructure, which is very huge investment. At the same time, we are not using it in a proper way, right? We are not using it in a proper way. If you feel that if you lost the project, or if your infrastructure is not enough for your project, if you want to upgrade it, it's not that much easy to upgrade it within seconds. And if you feel that if you want to downgrade it, it's not that much easy to downgrade it because you already procured it. It is waste of money again if you want to downgrade it. So there are a lot of complications that we have with this physical infrastructure. Now, irrespective of the configuration, whatever the hardware that I require, it can be a server or it can be anything. Simply, I can get it from any of the cloud platform. You don't need to maintain any physical infrastructure. The way how you created a Google account and how you logged in into the Google account, you will be creating an Amazon account, AWS account. you will be logging in into the AWS account. Here, if you want to create a server, irrespective of whatever the configuration that you want, you can create a server. You don't need to maintain it physically. So that is maintained by service provider. Who is the service provider here? Amazon is the service provider. If I feel that I need a particular RAM, particular CPU, particular hard disk, simply I can select the option, I can create it, I can utilize it. In the backend, the hardware configuration will be taken care by service provider. You don't need to bother about it. And as I said, when I talk about pay as you go model, if you stop your server, whenever your server is running, then only you'll be paying for it. Whenever you start your server, then you'll be paying. Whenever you stop your server, you don't need to pay for it. That is called pay as you go model. In cloud platforms, it can be AWS or it can be Azure. For each and every cloud platforms, there are a lot of services available. For example, when I logged into a Google account, we have a lot of services available in the Google account. Whiteboard is one service. Google Drive is one service. Gmail is one service. Spreadsheets is one service. Google Chart is one service. We have a lot of services available once you logged in into the Google account, right? Similarly, once you logged in into the AWS account, once you logged in into the AWS account, you will be having a lot of services available. If you want to create a server, there is a service available. If you want to store your data, there is a service available. If you want to monitor your server, there is a service available. If you want to check logs, there is a service available. If you want to create a database, there is a service available. For each and every use case, there is a service available in cloud. Understood? For each and every use case, there is a service available in cloud. Learning of AWS or learning of Azure or learning of Google Cloud Platform, any cloud platform, learning of cloud is nothing but learning of services. For example, if I want to store my 1 TB data, what is the service available to store my data in AWS? Okay, this is the service. How to configure this service to store my data? If I want to create a server, to create a server, what is the service available in cloud? Okay, this is the service available. I can use this service to create a server. If I want to monitor my server, what is the service available in cloud? Okay, this is the service available to monitor. You will be exploring that, you will be using that. So that is how we will be having a different services. Learning of cloud is nothing but how to use, where to use, where to use, how to use. We have a lot of services available in the cloud, right? We won't use all the services in the real time. Whatever the services we require, we will be using those services. If I want to store 1 TB of data, so my requirement is to store the data. I'll be looking for a service which provides storage service for me. I'll be using that. These two principles are main: where to use, how to use. Whenever there is a particular service, we should aware that where we can use this service. Whenever we know that where we can use that service, configuring of that service is not that much difficult, because if you know about it, definitely you can get it from any document how to use it. Understood? For example, if I know the destination, if I know that I should reach Kondapur via metro, how to enter into the metro, how to take a ticket, obviously we know that, right? Even if we don't know, we can get it from anywhere. What is the process that we need to follow to enter into the metro? That is how we have a lot of services available. For example, in Google account, my requirement is to send an email. What is the service available? I have a Google account. My requirement is to send an email to a person. What is the service available? Gmail. In Google account, my requirement is to upload my data, store my data. What is the service available? Google Drive. Similarly, in Google, in AWS account or Azure account also, there are a lot of services and use cases. In this process of learning, the way how we learn is taking up a use case. What is the service available in cloud? How to use that service? Where to use that service? Or every class will be there discussing with the use cases only. Okay. Talking about the use cases. Okay. In this use case, for this requirement, we have to use this particular service. And what are like what exactly about the service is and how to configure that service. So that is how we will learn both AWS, Azure, Terraform, whatever the pipeline that we have. So that is how we will be discussing. Isn't it? Are you clear? So when I'm talking about a cloud, cloud is nothing but pay as you go model. And instead of we maintaining our infrastructure, service provider will take care of it. And we have a lot of services available in cloud. We will be using those services as per our requirement. If I want to create a server, I'll be picking up a service. If I want to store the data, there is a particular service. That is the I'm just giving you an example of creating of a server and storing a data. But these are all not only the services available in cloud. We have a lot of other services as well. I'm not bringing those names today because you'll get confused. I'm just going with very basic. Okay. And as I said that it is a pay-as-you-go model. How much you use, you'll be paying for it. So now, whenever I decided to use cloud, now for example, I decided to use AWS. What is the first step that we all you decided to use Google Drive, for example? What is the first step that you always do? You decided to use Google Drive to store your data. What is the first step that you will do? What you will do? Make an account. You will be creating an account first whenever you want to use a Google Drive, right? Now I have decided to use AWS. What is the first step that I have to do? I have to create an account because without creating a Google account, you can't use a Google Drive. Here, I want to use AWS services. So I want to create AWS account first. I should create AWS account first. So whenever you want to create an AWS account, what are the prerequisites that you should follow? So you should have an email with you, like one Gmail. Okay. And you should have a card with you, one ATM card. So here, whenever you are creating an AWS account, it will ask for your payment details. Your card should be enabled online transactions, if possible, international transactions as well. Whenever, for example, if I have an ICICI bank, I'll be logging into the iMobile app, right? If it is HDFC, you'll be logging into the HDFC app. When you click on a debit card or a credit card, there will be a services available, online transactions and all. You should enable that because initially 2 rupees will be debited from your account. So you can get a question that in future when we are practicing, is there any chance of debiting amount from my ATM card? So whenever you're creating an AWS account, there are two options. One is business and personal. Whenever you're creating an account, there are two different options. One is business and one is personal. If you select business, it enables auto recurring. End of the month, whenever the bill got generated, the money will be debited from our bank account. If you select personal, when you select personal, automatically money will not be debited from our account, bank account. Okay. Whenever, even though if we are creating a free tier limit, free tier account, that doesn't mean we will be working with only free tier services. Because since we wanted to explore another AWS services also, and sometimes you will be creating something and you will be forgot to delete it. In those cases, definitely bill will get generated. 100% whenever you're practicing, bill will get generated. But if you selected a business account, whatever the bill get generated, that will be debited from your ATM card, bank account. If you select personal, even though the bill got generated, that will not be debited from your bank account. They will be monitored for 2 months or 3 months. See, every time when you practice, if you're deleting it, if the bill is not getting generated more, you can use your account for a long time. If you have selected a personal and you are getting generated a bill, they will monitor for 2 months, 2 months or 3 months. After that, they will block your AWS account. Nothing will be happen to your bank account. It will be blocked for your AWS account. Okay. But we have to make sure whenever we were practicing, deleting everything to generate the bill. Understood? After 1 month or 2 months, if the bill got generated, either they will close the account or else you can also close the account. You can also close the account. And also before closing the account, if you want to close the account and if you don't want to put a pending bill, you can just create a support case to AWS saying that I'm a student. I just explored the services. Automatically the bill got generated. Can you please waive off the bill? If the bill is very less, they will waive off the bill. You can close the account. Understood? Business personal, whenever you create an AWS account, we have to make sure our account should be personal, not business. If it is business, if money debited from your account, no one can help you. The only thing that you can do is you can close the account to avoid the next month bill. Previous month bill, we can't do anything. That will be debited automatically from your bank account. Okay. In the step one, whenever you create an AWS account, in the step one, it will ask for your email address. Whenever in the Google, if you type AWS console login, there is an option to create an AWS account. Anyway, I'll show it to you. It will ask for your email. Whenever you gave an email, it will send a code to verify your email. You will be giving that verification code. In the step two, it asks for your name. It asks for either business or personal. You will be selecting the personal, and it asks for name and address, pin code, everything it will ask you. And it will ask for PAN. You can put like no for a PAN, and you can go to the next step. In the third step, it will ask your ATM card details. It will debit 2 rupees. You'll get an OTP. After that, in next step, it will go for again mobile number. You'll be getting an OTP, creating an account. Okay. Tomorrow I'll show you how to create that as well before we practice into the AWS account. Clear? This is how we will be creating AWS account. So did you understood what is cloud? Any confusion? So let's go with online first. If they had any questions, then I'll come to the offline. Okay. So people from online, if you have any question, I request you to raise your hand. So I will allow you to talk. Chaitanya, I allowed you to talk.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Yes, Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. యాక్చువల్గా 2 days బ్యాక్ నేను అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేశాను సార్. ఆ తర్వాత విండోస్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ని లాంచ్ చేశాను.
Okay.
ఆఫ్టర్ విండోస్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ లాంచ్ చేసిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ డే అకౌంట్ అనేది సస్పెండెడ్ అని వస్తుంది సార్ అది.
Okay. Maybe your payment validation is not success. So do one thing.
ఎస్ సార్.
There is an option to create a support case. Okay. You will be
ఓకే.
getting an suspended, right? Below
ఎస్
that,
ఎస్.
there is an option to contact support.
Okay.
You can just click on the contact support. It will be redirected to the support page. Okay. There is
Okay.
an option to create case. If you click on create case and if you selected the respective options, it will ask you a detail whether you want to receive a call from AWS or a chat. You can
Okay.
select call and you can provide your mobile number. So they will be reaching out to you.
Okay,
Clear?
sir.
So
Okay,
then
sir.
tell them my account got suspended. Since I have created a free tier account, they will tell you why your account got suspended. Either your card is not validated or whatever the issue it is. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. People from online, any other questions? Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Aditya allowed you to talk. Please unmute and ask your question.
సార్ నేను ఇంతకుముందు ఒక అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసిండే సార్. అది చేసి కూడా ఒక 2 months అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు
Mhm.
అది అవైలబుల్ ఉంటుందా ఉండదా?
If it is 2 months, it should be available. Uh, you can just check with AWS console login, provide your email address and password, and try to log in once.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ
Okay.
సార్.
So
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
mostly account will be valid if you're not using free tier services. It will be valid for around 1 year. If we were generating the bill, then the account blocked, or else it will be valid for 1 year at least.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Clear, Aditya?
ఎస్ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Srinivas, I allowed you to talk. Please unmute and ask your question.
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
Good
ఓల్డ్
morning, sir.
అకౌంట్ పే చేయకుండా అకౌంట్ డిలీట్ చేస్తే సస్పెండ్ చేస్తారు కదా సార్ అకౌంట్ చేయలేదు.
Okay. అర్థం కాలే క్వశ్చన్ నాకు.
ఓల్డ్ పేమెంట్ ఏమైనా డ్యూ ఉండి మనం అకౌంట్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే
Okay.
మనం కొత్తగా క్రియేట్ చేస్తే అకౌంట్ ని యాక్టివేట్ చేస్తారా సస్పెండ్ చేస్తారా?
When you have a due, if you close your AWS account, will that money will be debited from your card? That is what you're asking, right?
నో సార్, ఓల్డ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉంది సార్. ఓల్డ్ బ్యాలెన్స్
మీ
ఉండి
అకౌంట్ లో
అకౌంట్
ఓల్డ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉంది. ఆ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉండగా అకౌంట్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే ఏమైనా అవుతుందా అని అంటున్నారు.
బ్యాలెన్స్ పే చేయకుండా అకౌంట్ క్లోజ్ చేసి కొత్తది క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది, కొత్త దాన్ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తాడా? ఓల్డ్
సో
దాన్ని
సి కొత్త అకౌంట్ కి పాత అకౌంట్ కి రిలేషన్ ఉండదు, ఎందుకంటే యు ఆర్ యూజింగ్ అ డిఫరెంట్ ఈమెయిల్, రైట్?
ఎస్ సార్.
సో దేర్ వోంట్ బి ఎనీ రిలేషన్ బిట్వీన్ యువర్ ఓల్డ్ అకౌంట్ అండ్ అ న్యూ అకౌంట్.
ఇప్పుడు అతను ఎవరో చైతన్య అన్నాడు కదా సార్, అతను
See, he
ఆల్రెడీ
was logging into the same account again.
సేమ్ అకౌంట్. ఓకే.
Yeah. So whenever you create an AWS account in with one Gmail, you can never create another AWS account with same Gmail. See, the way how you the Flipkart accounts and Amazon accounts were there. If you created Flipkart account in one Gmail, can you create another account with same Gmail? You can log into it. You can't create it, right? So that is the
Yes, sir.
only process applies here.
Even same account also.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Even same account also.
నాకు అర్థం కాలే మీ క్వశ్చన్. సి
అంటే
సేమ్
ఆల్రెడీ
అకౌంట్ మళ్ళీ క్రియేట్ చేయడం అవ్వదు కదా. సేమ్ అకౌంట్ అనేది
సేమ్
లాగిన్
అకౌంట్
అవడం
అంటే
మళ్ళీ.
అకౌంట్ నెంబర్ దట్ ఈస్ ద బ్యాంక్ సార్. ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ బ్యాంక్
One
కార్డ్.
single ATM card can be used for multiple accounts.
ఓకే.
ఓకే. ఈ అకౌంట్ కి ఇదే కార్డు వాడాం కదా, నెక్స్ట్ అకౌంట్ కూడా సేమ్ కార్డు వాడాం కాబట్టి ఈ రెండు అకౌంట్ మధ్యన రిలేషన్ ఉంటుందా అంటే ఉండదు.
ఉండదు.
ఈవెన్ మీ ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకున్న అంతే కదా. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్ అకౌంట్ తీసుకున్నారు, ఒక కార్డ్ తో పేమెంట్ చేస్తారు. నేను సేమ్ కార్డ్ తో నేను పేమెంట్ చేస్తే మీ అకౌంట్ కి నా అకౌంట్ కి లింక్ ఉన్నట్ట? నో డిఫరెన్స్, రైట్?
ఎస్ సార్.
యా. క్లియర్, శ్రీనివాస్?
యా, పర్ఫెక్ట్ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
యా. సో వెంకటేష్, ఐ అలౌడ్ యూ టు టాక్.
Yeah, hi sir. I am working as a Java developer.
ఓకే.
How it would be useful for Java developer?
See,
As you said,
whenever
speech generating.
whenever you're working as Java or whenever you're working as .NET or a Python, see, AWS is an infrastructure provider. Whenever you create some code, it has to be deployed on a particular network on a particular server, and our network on our particular servers will be there in the cloud, right?
Yeah.
So that is what the relation. Clear, Venkatesh?
Yeah, fine. And one more thing.
Yeah.
Means there are two modules, right? Like AWS and multi-cloud.
Yes.
First, I can pay for AWS, and later on, if I want to continue,
Yes.
can I continue? Or,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Please
Okay.
talk to
First
the
I will
admin
pay.
regarding the details of that. Like, after completing AWS, if I required or if I interested, can I pay the extra amount and can I join with the Azure? Just talk to the admin. He will help you. Okay.
Sure.
So he
Thank
sent the details in the chat box, right? His number and all, mobile number and all. Just
Yeah,
call
yeah.
him and just convey the same.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Please raise your hand from online. Siri Reddy, I allowed you to talk.
Hello.
Yes, Siri Reddy, I
Yeah,
allowed you to talk.
good morning, Santosh.
Good morning, Siri.
Actually, yesterday we have discussed about that elastic ID, right?
Yes.
Regarding that, I am having small doubt. You told us that we have to attach and detach that one, right, Santosh? It will work for another instance also.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, while using for one instance, itself we have to detach and attach. It will work.
While using it for one EC2 instance,
Yeah, it will work for another one.
no, it won't work.
Okay.
It
Okay.
won't work. It won't work. It will be attached to one instance at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Clear?
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, I'll be repeating the concept again, Siri, for the new people, right? So you can just listen to that again. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Santosh. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? People from online? So I'm just repeating it again. So we have two modules, people who just joined today, AWS plus Azure and only AWS. Whatever the module that you want, you can choose. So you can reach out to the admin. So admin details are in the chat box. So you can opt whatever the course that you want. Hope you're all clear, people from online. So go with general support and select account and billing in that. Okay, so I'm just going on mute, guys. I'll be clearing the doubts for offline. So I'm just repeating it again, whatever I repeated initially. So we have two modules. One is only AWS. The other one is AWS plus Azure plus Terraform plus pipeline. So either two, any one you can pick, and you can just talk to the admin regarding the pricing for each and every module. So if you want to just go with only AWS first, you can go with that, because anyway we were discussing AWS first. Then we will be continuing with Azure. If you want to continue with that, you can continue. Imran, you can drop the call. Thanks for joining. Please reach out to the Arif for more details on the courses. So I'm going on mute, guys. I'll be clearing the doubts for offline. Let me, I forgot this point to tell. So people who just joined today, so along with these courses, whoever joins this only AWS or multi-cloud, whatever it may be. So Naresh Shetty offers free Linux course. You can also join free Linux course. They will be keep you posted whenever the batch starts. You can join that and you can also listen to that. Yeah. Yeah, people who do not have, they can leave the session. Thanks for joining us. We'll connect tomorrow same time. If you do not have any questions, you can leave the session, guys. We can connect tomorrow same time. Thanks for joining.